Hello, friends. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. So, I touched on this a little bit in the first Final Fantasy XIV video I tried to do when Stormblood came out, but I never got a chance to actually go through it because the server kept kicking me off, so there really wasn't much point to try to make a video when you can't zone and you can't do anything. So I made a video about the Halloween thing. Did not have a chance to revisit that because I got tied up with other things, unfortunately. So we're going to revisit what I like to call my weekly routine. So every week on Tuesday, Final Fantasy gives you this challenge log of things to complete. And if you do the things in the list, you get a severe amount of experience in some cases, and you get a considerable amount of gold in the end. So for every 5 of them you complete, you get 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and then 15,000 gil, not gold. But they cover pretty well the gambit of everything. So I know a lot of people make videos in Final Fantasy, and they just show you clips of what you do, and nobody really shows you the day-to-day what you do when you get in the game. So what we've got, and I have not had an opportunity to play too much, is some of our crafters are at 70. Our gatherers, 2 of them are at 70. One is about 69 and a half. So we need about 5 million experience to get the fisher all the way up to 70. I'm thinking we might do that today, because if you look at the gathering log for fishing, you get 50,000, 500,000 for that, and 500,000 for this. But it's actually higher. I'm actually on my fisher. So the experience is dynamic based on what you're doing. So now it's jumped up to 541,000. So if we complete these 4 tasks, we'll get 2 million experience plus the experience that we get while we are doing the tasks. So we don't have enough inventory space, so let's make some room. So I got a vendor I could sell some junk on. Actually, no. Let's do the most drudgery task of this game. The horrible equipment juggling. We're going to need space anyway to do these 2 maps. So we're going to start here. Our vendor is full. So I wish there was a better way to do this. But pretty much the best way I can figure out how to do it is to go through the items in your inventory and try and deposit them, because I honestly just do not have time to go through and organize my vendors. 9 times out of 10 I'm going through and I'm selling everything that I get after I turn it into something anyway, but I've been busy with so much other stuff I have not had time to craft anything, so it's kind of put a damper on my inventory management, my crafting, my profit making. I mean, you can only see I have about 250,000 gil, whereas I usually have pretty close to a couple mil on each of my vendors. But I've been borrowing and haven't been putting back. That's not enough inventory space yet. Gonna need a little more. So we'll try this vendor. We got some bait, but not much. So again, same process. See if anything else sticks. Looks like we got a couple of things that went. So that'll free up some room. I like to say we get about 20 inventory slots. because we've got some tasks to accomplish today. And we need some room. And I actually tried to dedicate a vendor to fish and a vendor to crafting stuff and woodworking stuff, and it was just a nightmare. We're out of Kishel grains. As you can see, this vendor only has about 300,000. So we're not keeping up very well. And that gives us about 20 inventory spots. So that's fair enough. We're good there. So let's go to take a little trip to where I usually go fish. And it's not a very secret or complicated spot. First, we'll pick up some more bait. The only reason I go here is because it gives a reasonable amount of experience. It's not too far outside the difficulty of our fisher to hit high quality fish occasionally without using too many skills, because honestly, I don't want to have to use potions and whatnot to make the challenge log. Just like food. Like one food and call it a day. Fish up our 40, 50 fish, whatever we got to do. And then go spear a bunch of fish and see if we can get this guy to 70. With 70 being the cap right now as to what you can reach. Any day now. All right. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go grab some bait. Because you can't do fishing without bait or without a lure. Well, I don't have any lures that work this high. I have not made them yet, so we'll go see the independent merchant. We'll purchase items. And we want salmon roe. And we have 40 of them, so we'll need 59. That takes us to 99. And then we'll go over to here to well, this place. Alaganha. I don't know how to say it. But it's got a fairly reasonable fishing spot. And this should get us 1 million of our 4 million experience alone. And if you're looking for the exciting parts of the game, probably going to want to watch another video. This is just dealing with the, I'm a player, this is what I do every week. So by these mounds, you come over here, and there is, you can turn off the map. It's not important now. You can see the lake over here. Well, nothing ever really comes to bother us over here. And it's a fairly decent lake. So we'll pick our bait, which we already picked. Cast our line. We'll turn on our cast light so we can see the end of our hook, and we will wait for some fish. And we reel in some fish, and that's a normal quality. And if we go look at our challenge log really quick, you can see we have caught 1 of our 30 fish. We need 30 regular fish and 10 high quality fish. So not an outrageous goal. And we got almost 30,000 experience for catching that 1 fish. Death Loach. And my fisher is not optimized. I'm trying to make 70 because the gear I have at 70 is way superior to the gear that I have now. So that will make all the difference in the world. Now I know that's a normal quality fish because you put your hand under the rod when you pull a high quality fish and pull it out. And I'll show you from the side view as I reel it in. Since I really don't need to pay attention. I just have to listen and watch the end of the hook. Because it'll get pulled down. And that was too high for my skill level. Which isn't great. Like I said, I didn't max out Fisher. I only have 640 gathering, 531 perception. Which is nowhere near what it needs to be. But I have a very poor rod. I'm wearing gear from 4 levels ago. But my level 70 gear is far superior to this. And if I get to 70, I can give this gear to my retainer. And that'll make my retainer more effective. And I've not had the opportunity to go gather to make the gear for everybody. And unfortunately I waste a lot of bait. But the amount of fish I actually do catch makes up for it. And we will eat some Trapper's Quiche to increase our gathering and perception here, which will help out a great deal. And again, normal quality. And now 657 and 538. Not great, but not as bad as it was. Usually I do this in the morning for a little bit, but honestly haven't been waking up early enough to give myself some time to get out here and do that. Now the weight of the fish, or the measurement of the fish, is your experience based on the difficulty. So different things are worth different amounts based on how big they are in relation to the fish itself. And fishing and gathering is one of those inevitable skills. If you pick up enough junk, you will eventually get to 70. But the challenge log does help considerably. And as you can see, fishing isn't exactly difficult. It goes fairly quick. We're just reeling these fish in, and like every 4 or 5 casts is 100,000. So if we wanted to, we could continue to fish like this. That's a high quality fish. And now this is interesting. We can actually recast this fish and try to catch another bigger fish with this fish. So we're going to do that. This is called mooching. It's one of the fairly cool fishing elements in Final Fantasy. Although I doubt I have enough skill to catch a decent fish. But I did catch a fish. So it's free invisible crayfish. I'm not going to complain. So we got 2 fish for the cost of 1 bait. And even though bait's only 50 gil each, it's not going to break me. Makes it cost effective. And I don't know that we're going to get our 10 high quality fish this round, but we're going to get our 30 fish and then we're going to go spearfishing. Because that'll give us 500,000, and generally spearfishing I have a better average of high quality fish. Watch, today I'll get none. But hey, if we can get the regular fish, that'll be 1,000,000 points. That's a long way towards our 4-ish million, 4 or 5 million we need. plus all the experience we're getting there. And I've got some other things I absolutely have to accomplish today, so in this game, so we're not going to do everything completely today. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I miss playing this game, but there are people who are so much better at it than I am. But there are things that I do that most people don't do. I do a lot of gathering. I do a lot of crafting. Just haven't had time to do any of that. Of course, it's kind of boring to watch. But I will show you what I do. Regular, normal quality. And we can check our progress and see how we're doing. 17 of 30. Now, even though our other gathering classes are already 70, if we do these tasks in the challenge log, I won't get any of the experience, but I will get the money, and it will count towards our overall completion. And being 70 with maxed out stuff, well, it does tend to go pretty quick. I think I have either a 98 or 100% success rate on most of the stuff. In this zone, at least. And I'm actually going to use it, so probably this week. So I want to take my armorer up to 70. And I should be able to do it in about an hour. Now, if we watch the challenge log, it does not go up while we're on the screen. So we can sit here and keep this in front of us, and it will not go up. But if we switch, it'll actually increment the count. So we're going to catch 10 more fish. I don't think we're going to get to 10 high-quality fish. But we'll at least get 2. That is not a moochable fish, so we are stuck with it. But it's also one I don't think I've caught here before in high quality. And that was worth 76,000 experience. But we're getting a 363% experience boost at the moment. So that helps a lot. The little minions keeping us company while we fish. And they are not harmed by the environment, so we can take them anywhere we go, except into a dungeon, which actually is part of it, going into the dungeons. But we are going to complete the fate section because that's easy. We're going to do the custom delivery section, maybe. I don't know. But we can do the Disciple of Hand one. It takes about a half an hour. And we're going to do part of the treasure hunt one. Because I've got 2 treasure maps I have to do. And I can't pick up another one until I do the 2 that I have. We're going to do easy maps because they're, well, ones I just picked up. So there's no stress in them, but we still get credit for them. And we still get stuff for them. So can't complain about that. And we're going to knock out some Beast Tribe quests. And as you can see, since I wasn't feeling very well yesterday, I did not get any of this done. All I was able to do is some retainer ventures. Something else, I don't remember what it was. Oh, I put materia on some items. But every week, this is your goal, You have from Tuesday until Tuesday to get it done, so we've got 124 hours to do it. It'll expire at 3 a.m. on the 7th, and today is the 1st. So it's plenty of time to get it done, and you have to do 30 tasks to get the full amount, and there's more than enough stuff to keep you busy. And there are things I don't like doing, like I don't really do much PvP, so I don't do these. I actually hardly ever get to do the dungeons because I never have time. See, we're already at 6.4 million experience. And we've got 2 more fish to catch, and I'll do these later. Sometimes it's good to spread them out over a couple of days, not do them all at once. Because if I can go to spearfishing, then we'll be closer. It does tell you right before you finish. We'll be closer to getting to max level, and that will make this easier. Because your skill determines what you can and cannot pull up. And for the astute, yeah, I have not done my quests either. So if we did those, we would definitely make... And there's 30. We got 541,000 experience, 1,000 gold, well, 1,000 gil. And that is all we're going to do here. Now we're going to go spearfishing in a very easy spot. Just to knock this out, we're going to Tamamizu. And if I at least put a little bit of effort into all of the different areas, you'll get to see a lot of the variety of the game. Instead of seeing me fish for an hour, you'll get to see me do a number of different things. So that will help you see if this is a game you have any interest in whatsoever. But I honestly enjoy all the time that I spend in it. Now, underwater. Go through this circle, and we can swim in the ocean. But you can only use a flying mount in the ocean, even though my mounts can't fly here, because I have not done the quests to be able to do that. Again, don't have time. Alright, so the first thing we got to do is go find one of these little teeming water spots. And they look like this, and you actually get a shark eye skill to let you find them, and I'll show you that in a minute. But you click on it, and it bubbles, and you wait, and when it bubbles again, you spear, and make no mistake, we are under the ocean right now, deep in the water. Every time it bubbles, you spear it. And you get 4 or 5, sometimes 6 tries. But you can see the shark over there. So we need to find the next spot. So we use our shark eye, and that tells us it's up there. I already knew this. Oh, so we'll summon our flying mount and head over there, and it will be... Oh, it's not the one I wanted. I'm going to do this one over here. I know there's one over here. Because this is the spot I hit every week because it's simple. There's very limited travel time involved. It may not be the best for experience, but it's quick and easy. And this one gives us a bonus to high quality, getting a high quality fish. Now high quality fish is just a improved version of a regular fish. So as soon as I'm done with this, I'll show you the difference. Because we'll probably catch one. Yep, there we did. Okay. So even though in this instance they look identical, they're the same, the little swirly next to it says that it is a high quality fish. And that improves the stats on it when you use it to make things. I don't know if that particularly that's used to make anything, but if it is, having a high quality copy of it will make our end product likelihood better. Now, spearfishing. If you've not been spearfishing before, again, you find the teeming waters. I've already selected my normal gig head for my spear. You can select small, medium, small, normal, or large. Right now we're just doing normal because I've about caught all of the small fish you can possibly catch. So I'm trying to get a different set of fish. And we got another high quality. See the little swirly? They give considerably more experience usually. And they help us complete our challenge log. Alright, now I know that the next one is back over there, but if we didn't, we hit our shark eye, and it tells us the next closest one is exactly where I said it was. And they do move around, so this will get you in the general area by guessing, and then you see the little fishy and it tells you where to go. And like I said, all of the gathering skills are inevitably going to get you to the max level. All you have to do is continue to gather things. It's inevitable. The only way you can fail to max them out is not to pick up anything. I don't know why you would do that, but if you don't ever gather anything and you're trying to raise gathering, it's not going up. Now I'm all turned around. We're going over here. And whereas the last time it was up there, now it's down here. And this one will have a different set of properties, which has no bonuses, so we're at base level. And we missed. Now, the other gathering skills, in order to get the challenge log done, you have to gather items comparable to your level. Fishing is not the case. Missed again. You can actually gather things in the starter city that are level 5 and still finish the challenge log. Which, at some points I've done to complete the challenge log, just to get it out of the way. That's either going to be up here or down there. And it's down there. As you can tell, I do this pretty often. I don't let that first splash get you. Used to get me all the time. I try to spear into that thing where you actually latch onto it every dang time. And nothing really comes to attack us down here. So we're pretty safe. And we missed. And if we're not safe, we can actually turn invisible. And based on your level, not much can see you. At this level, I can pretty much hide from just about anything. But to this point, there are no predators in the water to attack you around here. I actually don't know if the shark will attack you. I haven't tried. Mostly because I don't want to pay for the repair costs. See the difference between high quality and normal? There, it's 49, 17, and 49. 14. After we max this out, I will show you the difference between high quality and normal in practical application. Because we're going to craft stuff. Simple things, not complex stuff, so don't worry, we're not going to be building houses. Missing is annoying. Missing is especially annoying when trying to complete the other gathering logs because you're walking around hostile creatures invisible, which reduces your movement rate significantly. So you move very slowly so you don't die. And if you miss, you have a long way to go between stops. Oh, we might get our 20 high quality speared. Which would be really awesome, actually. We're actually almost in range where if we actually do the quests, we will get to 70. So may actually do that if we don't finish it today. Oh, look. Company. Don't let the other people mess you up. We're all on a different schedule, so theirs appear differently than ours. This is our gathering spot. They have their own gathering spot in this geolocation. And they are probably gathering for specifics to get the higher level spawn to come up. I'm not doing that because that does not benefit what I'm trying to do right now. So I actually need to finish this level first. Dang, I'm missing like crazy today. Need 6 more high quality fish, 15 more regular fish. So that's going to be a challenge. Now, just because this shows up for us here, theirs could be down there. See, he's going down there. We don't see this down there because he's got his own node. So you don't have to worry about stealing your someone else's or someone stealing yours. This is yours. That comes into play later when you're trying to go for really rare stuff. You don't have to worry about somebody taking it. Like in some other games that I've played, you've got your own. We're already up to 8 million. So 2 million to go. And I miss again. I really should look into my guild hall and see how our projects are going. That's pretty decent. And I prefer to run it this way. I mean, you know, I don't want to sound like I'm being particular. It's just habit. Because if I run it backwards, it just throws me off the whole time. Missed again. Like I said, our fishing gear is not optimal. Actually, at this point, none of our gear is optimal. Except for our 70s. Okay, getting closer. I don't know if it's just me, but this seems faster than everything else. I could be wrong. Just feels faster. Did it? Crap. Which is sad, because this is one of the ones that gives us bonus on high quality. So I blew one of our shots because I hit it too early. Alright, we almost got the high quality one knocked out. And there's 541,000 experience, so we're up to 8.8 million. Now, some people that I talked to got concerned when I mentioned that it's almost 11 million to get to level 70 from 69. But as you can see, this is not a horribly intimidating process. And now we just need normal fish. Although high quality fish will count towards this as well. And we're done. There's another 541,000 experience. So we'll finish this off. And then we will teleport back to New Gadranya. And now I will show you the difference between I actually don't know that I have any normal quality stuff of what we're going to do. Or maybe I don't have any high quality stuff of what we're going to do. But we can do one thing that has both, and I could show you the difference. It's fairly easy to understand once you have a visual of what it means. Eventually we'll zone in. I don't know what's going on today. They just did a patch, so it's probably got something to do with it. We went the exact wrong way. Let's change into our armor, because that's the one we want to get up to 61 or 62. And let's make some metal. Heavy metal. All right. So go to our favorite spot. It looks like somebody's taken up, so we'll take the corner. We'll hit up the summoning bell. And I believe this is my vendor, my retainer with my metal items on it. Yes, it is. So I was making mithril ingots because I have had a ton of mithril. I probably used it all. Let's see, adamantite. Yeah. Even though they have the finished product, they don't have the metal. Maybe it's this one that has the metal on it. Yes. I also could show you the difference between the two. So let's take our mithril ore and let's take some high quality mithril ore, and I'll show you the difference. So we go to where our mithril ore is, and mithril ingot. Alright, so this is the difficulty, how difficult it is to make. This is the durability, which is how many crafting steps we get. Now I have two macros for lower level crafting stuff. One does 40 durability, and one does 80 durability. Now at this point we are level 60, almost 61. So this particular thing at level 36 is so trivial that sometimes I don't even have to finish the macro. I can just go through the first step. Although sometimes it does blow up and I have to go through the whole thing. Now, the goal is to get the quality all the way up to 1882. Now, if I'm using normal quality materials, I get a 0 quality bonus. So if I add in 1, it instantly raises our starting quality up to 313, which is less that I have to make to get up to 1882. If I add another one, we're at 627. Now, the level of the item you're adding in varies how much quality increase you get from it. So let's say this had two components, like this one, and I added in steel rivets and steel plates, and iron ingots are really low level. If I add in an iron ingot, it's going to give me less quality bonus overall than the steel because the steel is higher. I think that makes sense. So if we add in the third one, we get 941. So we're about halfway. So we're already at 50%, but I have a limited amount of high quality mithril ore, and I really don't want to use any. So we're going to start at 0 because I can do these from normal quality with no problem. So when crafting, you have a limited amount of steps that you can do, but you have ways to replenish those steps, and you have a limited amount of time, or I think, unless they change that, to actually complete the process. So start crafting. We hit our first step, which does things that increase our bonus, things that increase our crafting, things that increase what we get each round, and then it starts changing how much it takes off for each crafting step. Instead of taking 10 per step, it takes 5. And I'll explain these at a later date. I just want to make some of these because we actually have to make 30 of them. So we are now more than halfway. Now we have 78% chance of getting high quality, 100% chance. We have 10 durability left. Now we have 5 durability left. So if we make one more move, we actually have to finish the progress on this in one shot, or do something to increase this durability, because if this takes one more step, it goes to 0. If it's not finished, it blows up. So we're going to use our completion step and easily finish this as high quality. And that's where high quality comes into play. Now, since we got to make 29 more of these, I'm just going to blaze through them. But easy stuff like this doesn't take any effort at all. I can finish it usually on the first step of my macro. The second step does some more things to increase the quality, and the third and fourth step are actually fairly similar, except they vary in how they finish based on the condition state that we're in. So as you can see, it's normal. I'll wait for it to, now it's good. Good gives a bonus on quality. So we got 288 on this step, 490 on this step. It's back to normal. We got 366. So you can see there is a bonus because of the condition. And now we got 406 because every time we do a step, we increase how much we get, because this actually increases our attributes. I'll go ahead and finish this, and then I'll show you. It's 413 and 1062. And this will take us back to our default, which is 413 and 483. So as you can see, control is quality, craftsmanship is progress. So as this goes up, we do more and more and more consecutive progress each time. Makes crafting a little more challenging without being too challenging. Not like it's EverQuest 2 level challenging, because that was difficult. And when it came out, it was difficult to almost an impossible degree to try to keep all the ingredients straight. The desire to actually want to make something was so low when that game started. And that was a failure. Since we're using a skill that has a... I'll show you. We're lower level, so we don't have all of the skills I would like us to have. So we are using the smaller version of this skill. Now this skill increases quality by 100% of the skill, but it only has a 60% success rate. So there's a 40% chance we're going to fail the step, which, since we did a couple times, we did not reach 100%. So on this particular one, we have to use our second step, which alters the level of the item, because obviously it's a little more difficult. So it lowers the level of the item, and that makes us do more progress and have a higher chance of success. Now here's where we get to make a decision, because we've already finished that. So we have to decide, do I have to get more quality, or can I just finish it? Now, if our condition was excellent, the next step is going to do something that increases the quality drastically. Remember, now we're getting 406. So we'll do the next step, and the next step in my macro maxes out quality on higher level items. And we got 1966 quality increase. Even though we were at 100%, it doesn't matter. We actually got the entire amount that we would have needed to finish the item as high quality in one step, even though we were really close. Actually, I think we were there. And then finish the item. Now, crafting takes material components like the mithril ore, and it also takes shards. And you have a finite number of shards, and when you run out, this takes ice shards, I think. Yep, ice shards. So here's our ice shards. We have 2,423 ice shards and 3,163 ice crystals, which are the higher level ones. But we don't have a lot of clusters because I never bothered to go gather those. I get them as needed, and I never use. I use a lot of water clusters, so I never have any of those. All right, so here we know our macro is completed. Should really put that as a sound effect. We want to make 26 more items. I don't think I have the patience to make 26 more items tonight because it's already after midnight. So I think this has been a good introduction, but we are going to do one more thing before I go to bed. We are going to do our treasure maps. So we will change into our summoner. And we're going to do some easy maps. Summon our pet. And we have a good amount of inventory space, so that's decent. So the first one we're going to do is this Time-Worn Toadskin map. So we're going to decipher it, and it's going to tell us where we need to go. We need to go to Corthus Central Highlands, which is here. And I know exactly where that is. That is by my least favorite dungeon. So there's no hunting around. You do enough of these, you learn where some of the maps go and where they take you. So this will be an easy map, so we don't have to worry about tanking. We can pretty much one-shot everything that comes out of this. So let's get our mount. I can't remember. This way. And we're going to go down here. even though I really want to participate in this fate to get it out of the way, I really want to get these maps done. Because if I don't get the maps done, I can't get more maps. And I don't necessarily have time in the morning to do maps. But sometimes I can pick them up. I just can't complete them. And Corthus is the snow capital. We're going right here. Another of my lesser favored dungeons. That's not too bad. There are bad ones. Aram Vale, not my favorite at all. Mostly because people don't understand the mechanics of it. So you die a lot. It's kind of like Stone Keep. Stone Keep is easy if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's very confusing because it's the first one they put out really that requires you to do things to beat it. Now we're going to dig for our chest and see if we can find it. And it'll be right there. Alright, so treasure chests. You get a treasure map in a bottle, like this one. You open it, it makes a treasure map to take you to treasure. You find the treasure chest by figuring out where on the map that is. Now, they look similar. I see this little notch. I see this little, like, hill. I see this falling off here. I notice these lines. The only thing I don't notice is this. But that's okay. We got the rest of the things. But these are the clues that you look for. So let's open our map because we have a limited amount of time. Let's just knock things out. We defeated all the enemies with the trap. And we got Cobalt Plate Belt. 5 tombstones of poetics, almost said pathetics. They almost are. Some cordials, which I really needed, and 70 water shards so we can craft stuff. We also got 1,569 gil and 5,000 experience, which in the grand scheme of things, since we're needing 8 million to level, is kind of sad. Alright, but since we can't get a duplicate type of treasure map to one we already have, we need to get rid of, we should have got rid of the leather one first, but with it being a toad skin, they're not very hard, so it's not going to give us, probably give us another leather one. Is that northern? Northern. Alright, so we'll go to northern Thanalan. And we're going to take a look around and see where we're going. I do not recognize where this one is. So we'll have to go through my process of figuring it out. Alright. So we know we have this little doohickey here, this up here, and this, like, boot right there. So we open up the map and see what we got. We'll move this out of the way and start looking. Now, I see a wall on this side, so chances are good it's along here somewhere. But if we look at things, that looks like that. And that kind of looks like that, especially if we shrink it down. So it's right there. And that's all that's involved in finding treasure maps. Finding landmarks that resemble what you're looking for. and going to those places. I need to go this way. And yes, I would love to do these fates, but I'm not going to be able to. But tomorrow we'll knock out the fates, because we have to. So I'll explain what those are tomorrow, and we can do those. This guy's doing a hunt right by where we need to be. We're right around here. So let's dig up our treasure map. There's our treasure coffer. This one maybe, it's not going to be horrible, but it's probably going to be a little more difficult than the last one. So we'll open our treasure map. We'll get ready. Alright, this guy means business. Let's go right in here. Alright, so we killed them all. And like I said, that wasn't too terribly hard. We didn't really lose any health or anything. But we're doing easy maps just to knock it out. So since this is basically a higher level map, we got 7 tombstones of poetics, bundle of mariner's cloth to craft with, bottle of armamenteers, 50 fire clusters, 4 bottles of lime sulfur, a nugget of native gold, and 4 pieces of Palladian silver. Now these items, oops, that is my, these items here are higher level, different type of specific type of crafting materials. So they make a difference for other things. Now, for doing the leather one, we got 10,000 gil and 6,505 experience points, plus what we got, the trivial amount for killing the creatures, which I don't know that we really got anything. Anyway, we got 6,000 experience. And what that did for us was that took our treasure hunt. So we've already got 2 of our maps completed. Now, tomorrow, when I wake up, I will grab another map. Actually, I should do that now, since we're going to do this. Let's just do this series. So I go to Thanalan because it's easiest. And I go down here to Forgotten Springs because there's a good place to go to get the maps fairly quickly and fairly easy. And I usually end up here to do a fate or 2 anyway to knock out the fates. Now, you can do fates to level. You can do fates to gain points for your Grand Company. You can do fates for a lot of reasons, but the easiest thing to do is fates for your challenge log is to do 5 real or 10 really quick ones, and then you just knock that out, and then you can go do whatever else you want to do. So we change to botanist, and we head out here. As you can see, botanist, my stats are much higher, and my botanist is only half a level higher than my fisherman. So we already got a treasure map right here, and this one will actually be kind of fun for tomorrow. But these are easy. They're like level 50. I'll show you what the treasure map reads as once I finish picking up the rest of the... There's no point in picking up any of this stuff. I've got a ton of it. So this map is a Piesti skin, and it suggests that if we are level 50, that we have a full party of 8 players to do the map. Now, the reason I'm really concentrating on the lower level maps is there is an achievement to open 20 of this type of map. And there's also one for 20 of the others. And the unhidden leather maps, we don't get them that often. But you get a title for it, and you get points to convert into currency to get special gear. Now, I'm about halfway done with this now. And the likelihood that we're going to get a unhidden leather map with this map is fairly supposed that we might get one, but not 100%. So now we can go back to, and you usually want to end your day in a city because you get your boosted experience for being in a city, I think. It's one thing I'm not 100% sure of as to whether you have to be in a city to get your bonus experience or not. But I prefer not to take any chances because I certainly am going to need the bonus experience at some point. So I don't argue with what success I've been having. So let's jump over the flower pot, go back up here to where I want to park for the evening. And we'll cover what we're going to do tomorrow in our challenge log. So tomorrow morning, the first thing I'm going to do when I wake up is I'm going to drop 3 more ventures on my retainers, because retainers have to do 10 ventures of some sort and 15 exploration ventures. Exploration ventures take about a day. So since I'm doing them 3 at a time, it's going to take me 5 days to get them done. I could do 5 at once, and that would take me 3 days, but I'm really not pushing it that much. But tomorrow we will do Fate, and I will probably do the rest of this crafting real quick tomorrow morning so that I can just knock it out. We're going to open that treasure map. You can see we got 1 more treasure map, so we've got 2 to do. You can get 1 treasure map per day, so we will probably get the next one tomorrow night and the next one the night after, and that will finish up both of these. Now we could actually do this treasure map now, but my inventory is way too full, so we need to trim our inventory. We need to do other things, but we have 4 of 5 on our challenge log overalls. And once we get out this drudgery of crafting and whatnot, the rest of it will go pretty quick. The treasure hunt, it takes a long time. The retainer ventures take a long time. The Grand Company ones take a long time, and I wished I'd gotten some opportunity to, or the Beast Tribe ones. Wish I'd gotten an opportunity to do some of the Beast Tribe quests, but I didn't. Custom deliveries take a long time. I will probably show you the turn-in for those, but not the crafting, because you have to make about 32, 36 items. I think 32, items in order to get it. So it takes about a half an hour. Grand Company turn-ins, I really don't do those much anymore because I'm not in a good position to gather the materials to do them. So I have to buy the materials to do them. And it hasn't been cost effective for me just for a bit. So Gold Saucer just blasts through. I mean, there's so many of these you can get so fast. This takes like a minute. This takes a little longer. This takes a little bit of time. But that's a lot of things you can just blast out and be done. I don't do Wondrous Tales because I don't hit dungeons very often. I will get this. I will get this one. This will finish. I'll see how close I can get to this one. I'm at least going to finish the top one. Custom deliveries I always do. Treasure hunt I usually get done. Disciples of the Land I usually get done, but it's a low priority for me to gather anymore. So I only do that if I need a bump on 2 pieces, and at this level, high quality gathering sucks. So gather 10 high quality fish and that'll get me another 500,000 experience, which will put me really close. So I need 7 more fish. I'll probably get those. My priority tomorrow morning is going to be to make these, because that will get me like 900,000 experience, which will put me very, very close to 61. And then I can do the levy quests to make it to 70. And I have most of the materials set aside to do that. But I do have to gather some more, which should take care of this. We're going to do the fates tomorrow, because you have to do 5 of those in different regions, but 10 total. These are easy. It's hard to not get this one. Guild tests are a little more difficult. Well, not a lot of people do these anymore. They're kind of hard some days to get them done, because your queue time gets high. But I usually play a healer, and I get right in. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll come back tomorrow. We'll do some more. I'll have more time. I don't have any announcement videos to do, so that'll help speed things along. But this gets us started. I'm not saying I'm starting doing this as a series. It was just something I wanted to play tonight. Since I was not feeling well yesterday, I didn't get a chance to play at all. Since I was kind of late waking up this morning, I did not get a chance to play at all. So I just thought it'd be nice to get a little caught up. Because if I can do that, then I can actually do the... I think it's still valid. The... is it? I don't know when the duty goes away. Is it a trial? No. I did not look up to see where the Halloween event was. It may be over. Like I said, I wanted to get to it, but if I don't, I don't. And I'm okay with that. Anyway, I am exhausted again. So tomorrow we'll pick this up and we'll do some more stuff. And I'll explain some more. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. I'll try to cover them in the video tomorrow. If I see them in time. If not, not a big deal. I will try to answer them for you eventually. And we'll go into some more component parts of the game. Because that was, when I watched the videos of people playing this, when I considered playing the game, I wasn't sure it was going to be the game for me, because you get to see the parts that are, you know, the exciting parts that you do. You don't really get to see many people show you the parts that are less exciting and less interesting. The day-to-day, you know, starting out, what do I do in my spare time? I can't be running dungeons and saving the world every 5 minutes. What else do I have to do? So I'm trying to show you some of the things that will occupy your time besides endgame content, because this is all game content. Crafting, gathering, challenge log, treasure maps. These are all things you can do the entire time you play the game, pretty much. So this is what's going to occupy most of your time other than doing dungeons. And there are, as you saw, a lot of dungeons. And I don't even have them all unlocked, because I don't really care for dungeons too much. But you can see there's quite a few of them. A lot of things you can do. And then there's even high-end ones that I don't even have access to, because I haven't really done much with them. So, yeah, if you like dungeons, you'd love this game. I'm not really good at dodging the mechanics, so I keep my sorry butt out of the dungeon. But hey, that's it for now. I'm going to start this uploading so that it finishes sometime within the next year. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. We'll do a little bit more work, and we'll get a little more done on this challenge log. If I start earlier, we can get most of the whole thing done, and then it's pretty well, except for the things that take time to complete. Well, then we can do other things and whatever you guys want to do. But getting through this and making some money is pretty important to me because I have very little. Maybe this weekend I'll spend a little time showing you, how I make money and what I do to craft stuff and how I gather things for that. Not saying it's the right way, it's just how I do it. And it seems to work pretty well. So, I'm definitely doing okay in the game. But that's it for now. Tune in tomorrow if you're interested in learning more about this game. And this is one of the ones that I really like playing. So I don't know that I want to make it a series because there's enough people out here covering it, but visiting from time to time isn't horrible. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.